And welcome back, everyone, for Week 6 of the 2014 NFL season. I'd like to start off by congratulating this week's winners of the Geo Knows T-shirt contest giveaway. Amanda Swan, all the way in Cornwall, England. You're a winner. And closer to home, right here in Ottawa, Donald Ianero. Well done, YouTube. For your chance to win some Let's Take the Man's Money gear, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And here are this week's picks. The first game we're going to look at has the Detroit Lions going to Minnesota, where my Vikings are 1.5-point dogs at home. I promised my good friend Steve Coleman from Half Moon's Picks that I'd stop picking against his Lions, but he said something in his video which I agree with tremendously. Teams that do really poorly, get blown out one week, tend to bounce back. That's what happened with Minnesota, as they were embarrassed last week. A couple of red flags going against Detroit is they lost at home and now are favored on the road. That's usually a bad sign. This is a divisional game where the home team is a dog, another red flag. They'll probably be without Calvin Johnson. If he does play, he'll just be a decoy, and I think they're down to their fourth running back. Meanwhile, touchdown Teddy Bridgewater comes back for Minnesota, and that's all the difference in the world here. I like Minnesota to win this game outright. So let's take my Minnesota Vikings plus 1.5. The second game we're going to look at has the Jacksonville Jaguars going to Tennessee, where the Titans are 5.5-point favorites at home. Both of these two teams are struggling tremendously. I believe there's only been one cover between the two of them all year. I'm not sure if Jake Locker is going to be the quarterback for Tennessee, and if he does play, he'll probably get hurt, which means the scrub will come in, and they're even thinking about pulling him and going with the rookie. If that's the case, it'll be one rookie versus the other, and at least Jacksonville's quarterback, Blake Bortles, has had some experience. I don't know if Tennessee can survive after that terrible collapse last week. Meanwhile, the Jags are sort of scratching their way, getting a little bit better. You know, you're going to get the points in a game that Jacksonville may win. I don't even know who's going to watch this game, this stinker of a game. So close your eyes and hold your nose and take the Jacksonville Jaguars plus 5.5. The third game we're going to look at has Baltimore going to Tampa, where the Buccaneers are 3-point dogs at home. You know, the Bucs have played 3 straight on the road, finally get to come home after playing a couple of really good games. You know, they started off very poorly. They experimented with a different quarterback while they brought Glennon back in. They're healthy on defense as well. They had some problems with the offensive coordinator being sick, but it looks like they fixed that with the quarterback's coach calling the plays. Baltimore doesn't play that particularly well on the road. They're probably an 8-8 team, maybe 9-7 at best. They shouldn't be getting the points here. You saw Tampa Bay in the last 2 games. They've beaten Pittsburgh and almost beat the Saints in New Orleans. Now, the Saints never lose. They're struggling this year. They were 8-0 last year and 8-0 3 years ago. That year with the Bounty Gate, they weren't very good, but New Orleans never loses at home. Tampa Bay almost did it. You're getting the points here. So let's take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus 3. And our fourth game has the San Diego Chargers going to Oakland, where the Raiders are 7-point dogs at home. There's a big spread. I don't normally take spreads this high, especially in division games where the home team is the dog, but I'm going to make the exception here. I know that San Diego has broken a lot of people's hearts year after year. Just when you think they're finally going to be really good, they stink. And they have had some problems in Oakland. The Raiders are coming off the bye, and they've changed coaches. But this is a different Chargers team this year. They're better on defense. The offense always has the ball. Don't be surprised if the Chargers have the football for all 60 minutes of this game. I think this will be this spread will be covered very quickly, and I don't know if Oakland can keep up with San Diego. So let's lay the points and take San Diego minus 7.
Make sure you check out NFL Predictor 316's YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe.
Here are my over-under plays for the week. The first game we're going to look at has Chicago going to Atlanta, where that number is 53.5. It's obvious Atlanta plays a lot better at home, especially the offense. Both of the games that they have played in Atlanta, the total has been 70 and 71 points. Chicago can also put up numbers, and they can give away points as well, so I think this will sail easily over the number. So let's take over 53.5. Our second game has Carolina going to Cincinnati. That number is 44. I think the defenses are better than the offenses in this game, and Cincinnati will be without wide receiver A.J. Green. Look for a low-scoring slugfest. So let's take under 44. The third game we're going to look at has New England going to Buffalo. That number is 45. All of Buffalo's games have gone under so far. They have a very good defense, and they like to pound the ball on the ground. I think this will not be challenged, so this number. So let's take under the 45. And the fourth game has Green Bay going to Miami. That number is 49. I mentioned last week there was a trend that the Thursday game, the home team, the following week always goes over. It didn't happen naturally last week. That's because the referees kept taking touchdowns away from Seattle. This is one of those situations. Green Bay was the home team in the Thursday night game, and they obviously have a very good offense. Miami's coming off the extra rest because they played in London. So let's take over the 49. Okay, so here's my let's take the man's money parlay play. We're going to take 2 against the spread, 2 over-unders, and 1 money line. The first game we'll take is Jacksonville plus 5.5. We'll take Tampa Bay plus 3. We'll take the over in the Chicago-Atlanta game at 53.5, and we'll take the over in the Green Bay-Miami game at 49. And let's take Minnesota Vikings on the money line. A $25 bet will get you $672.25. Good luck.
In the Thursday nighter, Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts will beat the Houston Texans. On Sunday, the high-flying Denver Broncos should crush the struggling New York Jets. The exciting Cleveland Browns will make another dramatic comeback and avenge a close Week 1 loss and beat the Steelers. Unless NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell cancels this game due to lack of interest, the Jacksonville Jaguars get their first win over the demoralized Tennessee Titans. Playing much better at home than on the road, the Atlanta Falcons will win a shootout over Chicago. In a game that could be very close, look for the Green Bay Packers to slip by Miami. Touchdown! Teddy Bridgewater is back to lead my Vikings over Detroit. The Cincinnati Bengals will rebound from that blowout loss last week to beat the Carolina Panthers. New Buffalo starting quarterback Kyle Orton leads the Buffalo Bills over New England in an AFC East upset. The Buccaneers return to Tampa after 3 straight road games and get some home cooking and an upset win over Baltimore. San Diego will crush Oakland and spoil new Raider head coach Tony Sparano's debut. The game of the week has the champion Seattle Seahawks ending Dallas's 4-game winning streak. Arizona quarterback Carson Palmer returns after missing the last 3 games to lead the Cardinals over the Washington Redskins. On Sunday night, the New York Giants upset the Philadelphia Eagles. And on Monday Night Football, San Francisco edges the St. Louis Rams. If you're still alive in your suicide pool, you can choose from Denver, Cincinnati, or San Diego. All 3 should win easily.
Okay, and those are my picks for this week. Good luck to you. Make sure you check out my website, geoknows.com. I host all of the other YouTube prognosticators videos, and follow us on our Facebook page as well, NFL YouTube Prognosticators. All right. For the Geo Knows YouTube channel, I am Geo. Let's take the man's money.